It felt very real, very authentic, very grounded. Their friends and how they were dealing with it.
That depth in character to me was like, wow. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Mission Movie Reviews. Real talk, I'm Barry Gaines.
I'm Justin Greene.
And today we are reviewing the movie The Drama.
Yeah, of course.
Fuck.
You don't have to do a speech.
How can you even trust her?
You're being incredibly hypocritical. You said he was slow. You said he was slow. Emma, true love is complicated.
That's some drama.
Starring Zendaya playing Emma and Robert Pattinson playing Charlie. And it's directed by a gentleman by the name of Christoph, was it Borgli, if I say his name correctly? And he did a movie that I heard about, and I haven't had a chance to see it, and I wanted to see it because I'm a fan of Nick Cage, and it was called Dream Scenario. It was made in 2023. So, and look, a really cool concept. So, yeah, I went to see it, and Jay, what do you think about the movie, man?
I love this movie. I thought it was crafted so well. You know, I watched a couple of reviews because I didn't know if I was going to be able to get out to see it. So I'd watched a couple of reviews, and the reviews I watched, they didn't spoil what the big thing was. But I kept thinking in my head, like, man, like what could this be? You know, my mind's kind of setting on a couple of things. And then when I went in there, it was definitely nowhere near where I was thinking it was going to go. So the fact that it kind of threw me off guard into what the actual issue was, what had happened to her earlier in life, I was like, dope as hell. So now it's like posing different points of view, different perspectives, and showing scenarios and situations from how she was thinking back in the day about all of this. And I just love how the movie kind of portrayed all of that throughout. It portrayed how they were dealing with it as in a relationship. It felt very real, very authentic, very grounded. Their friends and how they were dealing with it, those types of things. And then when it finally comes to its conclusion, closer into their wedding and whatnot, and what happens after that, I just thought every piece of the puzzle was laid out so well, and I thought that the way it was executed was on point. And yeah, definitely not a comedy. I said it in my review. It's definitely not a comedy, but it does have those moments of like humor that is like real to where we live in our real world, right? Even someone in prison is gonna smile once in a while. You know what I mean? And so this movie was like that. You're dealing with this heavy drama, this heavy subject, but there's still going to be something that you can smirk at or giggle at from time to time. But overall, this is a drama for sure. And I just thought, I thought, you know what I'm saying? No pun intended, right? And I thought that, I thought it was like so well executed. And Zendaya and Robert Pattinson's chemistry was off the charts in the way they were interacting. I was like, man, I'm really following a couple that's going through some real shit right now. So the way that it pulled you in, the situation that we're talking about and worried about and concerned about, the situations that the other couples did, because remember, they're going around the table and they're saying, hey, we did this, we did that, we did this. And again, without spoiling anything, they did some pretty harsh stuff that could be comparable or in the same realm as to what might have been, you know, something that would have set Zendaya off in the back of the day, you know, back.
Right,
you know
so, exactly, yep.
So you're kind of like, oh, I kind of like how they did that. They kind of like, you know, so yeah, so I thought it was great. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I thought so too. I just love the way the nuances between Charlie and Emma, you know, Zendaya and Robert, how they were portraying. Because to me, the script, for me, I thought that the script itself, the subject matter itself, maybe not what we found out more than how they were acting, was a script for a much older couple. I just felt that, wow, you know, this was a script to me anyway, felt like someone maybe in their late 30s, 40s, you know, been through a lot of things, been through a lot of relationships, been through a lot, and now this is happening, and you need someone that can express those nuances of being like an experienced adult. And Robert and Zendaya, I think just impersonally, they have experienced a lot of things, and they can actually, and they brought forth these nuances in their expressions and what they're saying and how they were, you know, hitting those beats, especially after we find out was Zendaya and all that, you know, her thing, right? So, and the confusion that they all were having and trying to deal with it and trying to figure out, all right, how should I feel, or is this right, and everything else. So I just, the complexity in the script itself, just trying to say, hey, listen, if you were in this situation, what would you do? I think that the director hit all the beats. And to me, I say, that director for me, I'm just saying that cat been through some stuff. Because that script was deep, like you said. And one thing I have to say is when people out there, I know that they say this is like a dark comedy. I know dark comedy. I've seen dark comedy. To me, this was not much comedy. Like you said, it wasn't much comedy. There were things there intended for you to giggle a little bit. But anyone who has not seen this is not a comedy. It's like any other drama where you put some levity in there just for little moments, just to kind of ease it a little bit, so you can continue on and as to say, okay, I still want to see this. But to me, a lot of those nuances was not funny, because I know I've been through some stuff, and what Robert was going through, and what like his temptations were, and how his mind was going, and how he was, all the stuff that he was going through was like, okay, I've seen that. I've been there. I know people like that. That's not funny. I know what he's thinking. And I thought that depth in character to me was like, wow. And I agree with you, Justin. I love this film. I'm getting this on 4K and Blu-ray, like you said on your review. So if you haven't seen his personal review, please go to Green Screen. Look for Green Screen on YouTube. And yes, I'm going to get that Blu-ray too. And that's you know what? And we have to say this. I'm just saying, my favorite part in that movie, there was a lot of great parts, was my girl, Zoe Winters. That scene when they came in and she was taking pictures, that whole bouncing, hitting those beats, great. And that the complexity was awesome, because I think she represented a lot of photographers out there. You know what I'm talking about, right? How you have to try to get the client where they need to be, and what they're going through is none of your business. You just try to kind of get through the day so they can get what they need, and make sure you get your dough. And that scene was absolutely, that to me was the kind of the funny part in a way, but at the same time, like I said, it kind of wasn't, because I know what she was going through. Like I understood, like, oh my God. All right, you know what? I can't,
Yeah. Also, to piggyback off of that real quick, I have to say, when I say like in my review, I said that this movie is like crafted so well. Right?
Yeah.
There's always something to look at in a movie and be like, oh, this is crafted like this because it looks good, or the acting is good, or whatever. This, in that scene that you're talking about, right? You're getting that funny comedic type stuff from her, but the camera's not necessarily like on her like that. Like it's not
That's
like,
very true.
hey, this is her time to shine and just be funny and be that funny levity in this drama. We've seen movies where they do that. They're a little heavy-handed with it. This, it's like it's in the background, but it's still so focused on Zendaya and Robert Pattinson, right? But then at the same time, when she's saying what she's saying, and you're like, oh man, I want to laugh at what she's saying, just because we feel that cringe, that awkwardness. Robert Pattinson, in his mind, the visual, there's no words, right. It's just a visual. It'll pop up with something that's on his mind, and we've all been there, like Barry was talking about. If you're of a certain age, something has happened to you or around you, and there's a random flash in your mind, and for Robert Pattinson, that's happening. It's not telegraphed, it's just there. And it's all happening like all at the same time. So the way that whole scene was crafted and edited and written, I'm sorry, but I feel like that's a masterclass in storytelling from a character standpoint, a human study standpoint, a little bit of levity, flowing, all of that sort of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you're right, so and in a way, and like you said too, that just to hop on what the word you meant about like a masterclass, that to me was a great little nugget to learn how to direct a deep moment in filmmaking, because like you said, Zoe's in the back doing her thing, like you hear her. But the camera is slowly tracking to just Emma and Charlie, just kind of, and you, like you said, you see the complexity, what's going on, flashes in their head. You see them trying to be comfortable, but not be comfortable. Like those nuances were very, very deep. And to me, that was like, wow, I know how that feels. Like I know. And you trying to keep, and as much as you trying to, hold some composure when you having a bad day, we all can relate to that. Yep. And you see that, and he's just tracking in like, yo, uncomfortable, just rolling in. So yeah, you're right. I agree, bro. That is a masterclass when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah. So drama was great. Oh, and one other little nugget is I love the way that the editing was. What you were saying, Justin, about how the editing was just, something different. And it was really well done. Because it felt as if you were watching a journal with pictures inside the book. Because things were flashing. So you're trying to figure out, you saw the future, you saw the past, you saw the future, you saw the past. And you're like, okay, what's going on? So it almost made you feel like, okay, what's really happening, before we find out, what's going on? Yeah. And something deep, guys, I just want to throw this out there without spoiling anything. Tell us what you think about the end. Because I think the end has a layer there that is more troubling than people are, that means talking about it. Think about the ending. To me...
Are you talking about like the very end?
The very, very end, almost the last shot, like the last maybe 30 seconds. I'm just saying, guys, right down below, let us know what you think about the ending. Did you like the ending? Did you see something in the ending? I felt, and without spoiling it, I felt it was very, very troubling. So, and if you think it wasn't or was, let us know. Anyway, that's just me. That is me.
Interesting. I would love to know what was troubling, only because I thought it was like, I didn't think it was troubling at all. I thought it was like, okay, like, cool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to spoil it.
I don't want to spoil it. If we had a spoiler review, then we could go back and forth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But everyone out there, let us know what you think. So anyway, this is a review for Drama. Everyone who made it this far in the video, thank you very much for your support and everything. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Keep watching. We love doing what we're doing no matter what. Get the word out and let us know what you think.
Real quick, before we dip out. Yo,
sure.
You gotta see this in the theater. You gotta try to see this in the theater as soon as you can. Everything is great about the movie. It's worth going to the theater for sure. There's not a lot of great dramas in the movie theaters these days. We already know there's like big tentpoles, action movies, stuff like that. But the theater that I saw this in, there was definitely some audible response. So when certain things are jumping off, you're experiencing it with the collective, right? Everybody's going to have a different perspective and a different thought process on everything that's going on. So it's nice to experience it like that. It promotes conversation, and that makes the experience more fun, more engaging. So
yes,
see this
I
movie
agree.
in the theater. It's phenomenal.
It is. I agree. See it in the cinema. Absolutely. Everyone out there, thank you very much, and we'll see you again on our next video. Peace.
Holla.